Hey, good evening. Want to put out a message in a bottle to kind of rebuttal a bit of what I just watched with Tucker and Vivek. Um, Listening to Vivek, I mean, it was nice that Tucker actually didn't interrupt him, didn't debate, and actually didn't laugh at him. Um, I don't think this guy has quite the leadership that we need. I think he called out the right part where he mentions neocons, which is absolutely true. There's always these, and I put out videos where I can't stand the neocons. I hate them. They do disgust me, and so does our leadership in this country at this point. Absolutely disgust me. But when we talk about what is right for American interests, what I don't understand is, with Tucker, why didn't he bring up the point, like when Trump was president, we didn't put up with any of this bullshit. Um, Trump was straight up, and he told any country that either threatened us with words or even words of violence, he would annihilate them basically. Yeah, everybody took it as a joke when he said, "My button is bigger than yours" to North Korea. Well, that wasn't a joke. He meant it. When everybody said, "Hey, why don't you take out everybody in Afghanistan and everything else?" He said, "I could, but I don't want to kill millions of people." Meaning, yeah, he could have pushed a button, but he didn't want to do that. And so he didn't. But yet people criticize him and think he is some kind of warmonger, which I don't believe he is. But I do believe that he had American interests at heart. And with that being said, we know that this Biden administration, they can sit there and say that the $6 billion wasn't used in the last week. Okay, well, if you're not using the $6 billion for that you have to use for medication and food and humanitarian supplies within your own government's budget, and all of a sudden you take that $6 billion you're using to do all those things, and you don't have to use it anymore, so you just shift the cash. So does it really matter whether which account it came out of? This is some real bullshit. And for anybody to not call that out, Tucker, man, I don't know what you were thinking there. I would have called Vivek's ass out on that one because it's bullshit. And the fact that when Trump was around, at least he didn't go in and attack an entire country. What did he do? Cut the head off the snake. It is time to cut the head off the snake. Do I say finish them like Nikki Haley? No, she's a warmonger, neocon, just like Graham and everything else. I mean, they're a joke. But Tucker, why did you not hold him? Why did you not hold Vivek accountable to the $6 billion that is just being it's puppet money? So it didn't get taken from this account, but it got taken from this account, and the same thing happened. A bunch of people died. At this point, we don't even know how many people died. We don't know how many more will die. But you didn't hold them, and I don't get it. So at this point, what is the U.S. What should the U.S. be doing? In my humble opinion, cut the head off the snake. It's that simple. If Iran is the problem, should all Iranians pay for their government? No, they shouldn't. Should their government be taken out at this point? Yeah, I think why not? This would alleviate any kind of pain we have in anywhere in the Midwest, in the Mideast. So why didn't you push him to that point? Get him to make that decision. Right? We shouldn't be in Ukraine. That's a bullshit war, and everybody knows it. Putin didn't start it. The United States we know that the United States told Zelensky that the Minsk Accords would not be signed. End of story. There would have been no war had they been signed. Putin didn't want Ukraine. Ukraine voted. Parts of Donbass voted to become part of Russia, and Russia said no. Putin said no. He said, no, let's keep the national boundaries. But let's also let's not allow genocide going on in the Donbass because Ukrainians are a bunch of Nazis. We know this, or at least I know this. A lot of other people know this, but yet we keep supplying. So for the life of me, Tucker, I love your interviews, but with Vivek, I don't know why you didn't hammer him. He showed complete weakness, I think, in his thought process, his lack of understanding for what's going on in the world. You know more than this guy does. You could have given him the answer and you didn't. I don't know why you just don't give him the answer at this point. I hope you take the time to watch. Yeah, I really do. And God bless.